Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing if eventually you find out that you love this. So, top shelf news. This is science fiction, fantasy, sometimes horror. What's happening in books and in media. I like to go into it as much as I can, but usually about a weekish, if every weekish, if not more, every other week, something like that. We get there eventually. So anyway, there's lots to go through, so let's jump into the books. First of all, the books with Brandon Sanderson. We've got a couple bits of news for Brandon Sanderson. There was an update. I get the updates on the Kickstarter because of the secret projects. They're coming out this year. In theory, that's what I'm told. I've seen some in the wild, I think, but Tress of the Emerald Sea was the first secret project. It's come out, but they're talking really, we're looking at very few. I mean, we're not talking a whole ton. And I like there was a big update on Brandon Sanderson's channel about the kind of the process, and that they had projected maybe we'll sell 25,000 of these. And so that was what the publisher was ready for, what the, you know, when they bind the books and everything, and then the stamps and everything to get the cover just right. And this is a pretty in-depth stamp process. There's like 4 different stamps that each cover needs. And 25,000 would be a lot of books to produce. And it turns out this unprecedented Kickstarter happened, and they had to suddenly scramble and get 150,000. I mean, we're talking not even double, but at least 3 times as big. Anyway, it's crazy. So you understand, again, the fact that some Kickstarter books have gotten out there, they keep updating and letting us know that, yeah, we're working on it. We're working on getting some more truckloads out. It's a process. I've never seen a Kickstarter or been a part of a Kickstarter that wasn't delayed to some degree. That's kind of the nature of the beast, so I'm not too butthurt about it, to say the least. But it is like, you know, I wouldn't mind having my copy, you know, that was promised in January, but whatever. Just because I'm probably not going to get it until after Tor does its run of it, I'm not bitter, no. Anyway, but Sanderson has a couple of announcements, or a couple of other bits of news. One of them is that the third of the way through Stormlight Archive 5. It's going slowly, isn't it? Anyway, at least it's happening. I gotta just be happy. He's updating us. We've got some progress, so it's like 100,000-ish words into what's typically about 400,000 words, and he's doing so in Hawaii, or at least he was the last time I checked. Probably not anymore, but anyway, so that's exciting, at least, to get an update on Stormlight Archive 5. We'll see if that gets done this year. It just seems like it's slowed down, and I understand it's probably partly because we've got, I mean, it is the ending of an arc, and so there's a lot to kind of wrap up, I am sure. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Sanderson, we've got another Sanderson book coming out this year, because it's, I don't know, is there something beyond year of Sanderson? I mean, it's like the hourly Sanderson time period. But he's also got Defiant, the 4th in his YA space opera kind of science fiction book series. So anyway, check that out. Again, it's like, what is that going to be? What is it? 4 at least, 5 or 6 books coming out this year. It's just crazy. Anyway, just insane. We'll see if these all come out. Anyway, then we've got Bookshops and Bone Dust coming out from Travis Baldree. It's actually a prequel to Legends and Lattes. This is a book you've probably heard around the booktube sphere. It's getting lots of play. I haven't read it yet. It's definitely on my list. I love Travis Baldree as a narrator. The Cradle series is amazing. Pretty much anything Will White he's done. I don't know if I've heard him in any other things, but he's done a good job with his voice. And I'm sure he learned a lot reading lots of books for people, and clearly does well on his own writing. So that's pretty exciting. Huge one I'm looking forward to here. Fonda Lee's got a new series publishing. It's getting published by Orbit, which is great. Orbit's just killing it right now, especially with covers. So we'll see how this goes. But we've got The Last Contract of Isako. Oh my gosh, if you hear how Fonda Lee describes this, cyberpunk samurai space opera without space. As if Akira Kurosawa wrote Dune And then it's got some elements of Blade Runner and John Wick. I'm all in, especially with how good the Greenbone saga is, starting with Jade City. You gotta read it, it's so good. Fonda Lee was quickly this last year jumped up to my auto-buy authors list. I will buy everything, I will get it all. I want it all, and the fact is, at one point I saw on her Twitter, it's just great to follow these authors on Twitter, but she'd mentioned, I've got so many ideas, I just got to get them on paper. And I'm like, this is music to my ears. I want all of her ideas. That's great. Great news. And we've got our own, a fellow booktuber. I can only barely call myself that, but I have been on his channel. Philip Chase, his book, The Way of Idan. I think I'm pronouncing that right, maybe. Anyway, look at that cover. The cover was just published out this last week or so, and it looks amazing. It's getting great reviews. All kinds of authors that I love are saying how great it is. So, you know, I'm on board. I was on board anyway. Philip Chase is just, he's such a master at analyzing and going into depth on these books. You know that he's going to kick this one out of the park. Anyway, check that one out. I think you can pre-order it even already. So why not? All right, then we've got C.S. Friedman. This is great to see C.S. Friedman back in action. Cold Fire Trilogy, it's another one. If you haven't read that, you probably should. It's been on my list for ages. One of the books that I've owned for so long, but now I have them on audiobook and I still haven't read them for some reason. But Nightborn, I think it's Cold Fire Rising, I want to say. Anyway, more in that world. Sounds awesome. All I've heard are great things. Anyway, check that out. We've got The Descendant Machine by Gareth L. Powell, and that is coming out April 11th of this year. Gareth L. Powell is just an author that I own a couple books by, but I have not actually read. I heard lots of good things, so I'm excited for that. V.E. Schwab is going back into her Grey London, the Shades of Magic series, and that's cool. That's good news. I love that series. I love book one especially. I think it was A Darker Shade of Magic. The rest they get a little YA trope-ish, but they're still good. But this one I'm excited. What is it? Fragile Threads of Power. So that's interesting. V. Schwab knows how to turn a phrase. Great writing, very smooth, excellently done. So I'm excited for that. Gotta love it. Big one, probably the biggest news potentially of this, unless you're a Sanderson fan, which you're probably not. Anyway, Christopher Paolini, you've probably heard, Murtaugh, something like that. In the Eragon series, it is a sequel to the original kind of series, and it's coming out November 7th. That's exciting. I know a lot of people are really excited about this. Paolini is one that I came to late in life. I read Eragon after my son did. He loved it. He blazed through the whole series. I enjoyed book one. I have not gotten to the rest of them, so it's definitely up there, and I'm excited for more. If only for my son, because he will definitely be picking that up quickly. I'll be slower to pick it up, I'm sure, but we'll get there. There's other stuff like fancy new cover for Eragon and Eragon. If you like that kind of thing, fancy cover, whatever, they're only super cool, and I wish I could have them all. Anyway, if you like that thing, whatever. Jumping away from the book news, getting into the media news, I got a couple bits of this. We're talking... couple things. One is Silo, the series. The first book in the series is called Wool, and it is by Hugh Howey, and it's a good book. Wool is good. I'm excited for the rest of it, but Silo, the series, is coming out to Apple TV Plus. I hate that name, but anyway, Apple TV Plus has got an adaptation, the Wool series. I'm excited. I love that a lot of these favorites keep getting adapted. When's Red Rising coming out, right? Like, that seems like an obvious one. But we'll see. Or Christopher Rocchio's series, Empire of Silence. Like, let's see some more of these. Come on, look, Dune is coming out here soon. Let's do this. Let's go all in. We love these. They're making tons of money. This has got to be great. And it's new stuff. It's not just retreading the old crap. Come on. Or the old good stuff, but why retread it? Make it crap. That's the thing. Anyway. All right, then final bit of news. I just thought this was good because I love the Daredevil series from Netflix. I wish more could have been done with it. It did really well, it seemed like. But as Netflix does, and as I get so frustrated because it's like, you're going to lose the trust. You're going to lose your audience's trust, and you're no wonder they have some issues. Though at the same time, I saw last year's, Nielsen ratings, and it was like 90% Netflix shows. So I guess whatever they're doing is working. It's just frustrating because I want them to learn to build some confidence and trust in people. But apparently we just watch crap anyway, and then they can just end it after 2 seasons, and it doesn't matter. Makes me crazy. Why do they do this? Eventually, we're going to like teach them a lesson, right? Haven't they learned something? They've lost some people. Man, we gotta teach them this. Come on, everybody, just wait till something gets at least 3 seasons in, then we can all start. Okay, that's the new rule with Netflix shows. You have to do it. We gotta be in solidarity here. Teach them to commit. Okay, they have commitment problems. Daredevil Born Again is coming, and you've probably already heard that news. The main news I wanted to point out is that Joe Bernthal is going to be Punisher again. It doesn't look like we're getting Foggy and oh my gosh, why am I blanking her name? Anyway, Samantha. Did I just do a Frozen joke? I'm sorry. Anyway. But I'm very excited for Joe Bernthal. He's great, and I cannot get enough of him anyway. So that'll be great. So, there's our news. We've got ebook deals down below. I always like including them. They are affiliate every time. I like to see if people are even checking them out. Usually get lots of clicks. Not always purchases, but that's great. I like deals. I love putting deals out there. I think I just like helping authors too, but it helps the channel as well. So check those out every time I do one of these. I like to put those in here. And let me know, we've got more live streams from me coming out. I did just do a live stream for Memories of Ice, so check that one out. I can link that one below. We're still doing the read along. It's House of Chains next in the Malazone Book of the Fallen. That's book 4. I'm not sure whose channel's hosting the next one, but I think it's April 2nd is going to be our next live stream. I've got holy cow, lots of collaborations and lots of live streams coming up. I'm so excited. It's just so fun to be part of this community. I've just made so many friends with you out there. Thank you so much for being my friend. I've had a good time. I don't know about you. Hey, take care. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe, blah, 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 YouTube junk and garbage. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.